Content analysis. Today we are going to discuss about another research approach, and that is content analysis. In this session we discuss about content analysis, its process, its strength and limitations. So first of all, we're going to discuss the major theme, that is the content analysis. So what is content analysis? Content analysis is basically unobtrusive research. Unobtrusive research means the research that doesn't collect data directly from the people. So it's mean content analysis is study of recorded human communication. Recorded human communication in terms of communication that is present in textbook, text messages, television content, radio content and newspaper content. So what is unobtrusive research? Or research that doesn't collect data directly from people. So we are not going to interact with people and collect samples away and experimental research. So whatever, there are bunch of unobtrusive researches are present, but for this class we are going to just discuss about the content analysis. So content analysis is the study of recorded human communication, such as books, websites, videos, letters, text messages, tweets, and so on. Any type of recorded human communication present in television programs, communication present in newspaper, communication present in radio programs, so or in textbooks. So it's all about content. Generally, there are two types of content analysis. First is conceptual analysis. Conceptual analysis is basically analyzing the existence and frequency of concept in communication. Concept in human communication, that is recorded human communication. So, conceptual analysis, which is what we are going to discuss today, and that's analyzing the existence and frequency of concept with it human communication. So basically, conceptual analysis is the analysis of recorded communication that is present in terms of book articles, and the other is relational analysis. Relational analysis is basically analyzing the relationship of concept in human communication. Okay, so in content analysis, there are two types of contents. One is manifest, another one is observable content. That is, manifest is basically observable content, which is present in terms of dialogues, which in terms of television shows, in terms of columns, in terms of news stories. So all that we can observe directly on that shows, on that coverage, on that program. Another one is latent content, underlying meaning of content. So the content that you actually look, hear, see, watch, you can actually observe it, is basically manifest. Actually observable content in terms of text messages, in terms of pictures, in terms of sound, so you can actually observe these things. But in latent content, underlying meaning of manifest content, you have to analyze the underlying meaning of that content, of that word, of that picture, of that coverage. So manifest is directly observable, but on the other hand, latent content is not directly observable. We have to analyze the word, we have to dig out the main approach after analysis. So it is a latent content. So next, let's move towards process. process of content analysis. So what is the process of content analysis? First we have research question. Then we operationalize our variables. It's basically the process of defining two variables, can be two or more than two variables and three variables. So how variable can be measured. Operationalize mean how variable can be measured. Next, we would create coding scheme. Definition of variable, on basis of definition of variable we are going to code them. So for example, let's say that in my research question is what kind of food is advertised in children program and Sunday children cartoon program. So what kind of food? It's mean food. There are so many type of food, soft drink, sugary beverages, sugary drinks, and so we need to operationalize all these terms. What type of food we discuss about and we see in that particular type of show. So fast food like McDonald's or Subway food, so like Pizza Hut or fast food, we have to define all these things, right? On the basis of definition, we create our coding scheme. For example, fast food, sugary beverages, juices, like soda. So all of these. Let's operationalize all these things. And next step, sampling. Sampling is basically we want to do sampling, what determining how many different kinds of data we want, time duration, and what time frame you will collect data, random sampling, cluster sampling, so many samplings. So sampling is basically a representation of entire population. In terms of content analysis, for this particular example, our data is television show, children television show, and that's data we look at it. In television shows, we want to differentiate things like Saturday television show, morning cartoon, or the Sunday television show, and then time frame, the commercial time, how long we'll collect data for every morning in a year or a month, for 2 months, for 2 years. So we need to determine all of these in sample data. Next is coding. On the basis of all things, we code all these categories like time frame, study duration. Time frame is basically study duration, from that to this to that. So in 2 years or for 1 month, for 2 months. So this is a duration of study. Next is sampling frame, and next is first is research question, then population, then sample, then select and define a unit of analysis, then construct the categories of content to be analyzed, then establish a qualification of a system, train coders, conduct a pilot study, and code the content according to established definition. So this is basically the process of content analysis. Next we move towards limitations and strength of content analysis. So what are the strengths and what are the limitations of this research approach? Strength: data close to communication, in a communicator, already present, that is recorded in recorded way. Unobtrusive: we are not going to interact with the all persons as we interact in survey research, interact with experimental research. So this is a strength, unobtrusive research. Next is applicable to a variety of text messages structures. So we doing content in terms of television shows, in terms of radio programs, of radio recordings, and in terms of print media, news coverages, and representation of different organization or the different political parties or candidate. So all these are related with content analysis. On the other hand, limitations. What are the limitations of content analysis? If message cannot be captured, it cannot be coded. Basically, content analysis is recorded human communication. So if message cannot be captured, it cannot be coded. Secondly, coding scheme may not reveal honest on the messages. Another issue with the coding scheme. And the third is selection process may not be representative, right? So selection process may not be representative. It's all about content analysis. First, we discuss about content analysis, its process, its limitations and strengths. Thanks for watching.